an orthopedic surgeon, but he's also overachieving in that he's presenting 2 startups, but that's next. First, we're going to welcome Sarah Filipchik, who is working with a startup called Be Humane. It's a family mental health platform. And I'm so glad that she had it, because I have 2 children, and they just hand you the children, they tell you to go home once you have them, and you don't know what to do. So she's helping parents know how to be parents in the digital age, and it's a coaching platform, and I think we all need it. But we all know, we've seen the stats, we know what's happening with the children that are being raised on iPads, and she's going to help us all be better parents.
Thank you. It's a very, very nice intro. Okay, so can I please get the slides up? Thank you. Okay, just real quick, a recap. I'm Sara Filipčić from Croatia. I live in San Francisco, and I'm the CEO and founder of digital mental health startup called Be Humane. And what we are building is a AI co-parenting platform for family mental health. Can we go to the next one, ladies? Thank you. Okay, so I usually start off by asking a quick question of like how many of you in the audience are parents, and how many of you have disagreements with your child around their screen time? Yeah, it's a very common one. To the next one, please. You're so good. But today I actually want to extend this to be a little bit more back. Yes, thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much. Down. Okay, awesome. Okay, so today I'm just going to extend this to a little bit more of a sci-fi futuristic thing. But it's also actually happening already today. So we're going to have a little bit of a debate in my roundtable around human-machine relationships and its impact on child development. I'll show you some sad stories and some crazy stats, and then I'm going to leave it to the next person. So the topic is around healthy human-tech symbiosis and exploring the impact of AI on child development and family dynamics. So one thing, study in United States, we are seeing that 42 million parents today are saying that parenting is harder today than it was 20 years ago, and they're citing technology as the main reason. And unfortunately, this is a story about a father who lost his daughter Mia to suicide, and she committed suicide after a series of cyberbullying events that were happening. So we are looking into more and more such cases, and this was the most recent one of a 14-year-old kid in the United States who committed suicide after he fell in love with his AI companion. Character.ai is a platform that develops AI companions, and you can create your own. So he created a companion and he interacted with it and fell in love with this fictional character. And at the end, it said to him, "What if I told you I could come home to you?" And they said, "Please do, my sweet king," indicating that it's waiting for him somewhere in the ether. And his undeveloped brain thought that, maybe if I kill myself, I'm going to find the love of my life that's waiting for me on the other side. So this is a crisis that is rising. It's already peaking. Since 2012, there has been 66% of increase in suicide rates, and it all started when smartphones and social media became mainstream. So now we are already looking into a new pandemic, which is all around what is the actual healthy relationships in between humans and machines, particularly looking for the child's perspective. So my background is in school social work, but we've gathered a top-tier scientists from clinical psychology, family therapy, child development from Ivy Leagues and ASU that are working with us to develop RIA. What RIA is, it is a first personalized and preventative care solution accessible to every family at their fingerprint. And usually, I don't think this is going to be really working. There is a little video, and we are creating a proprietary AI framework for digital family coaching. So we detect everything from child characteristics, parent characteristics, and child-parent relationship. And before we make any type of suggestions, we examine the depth of the problem. So it's kind of mimicking a therapeutical approach. It's AI-based platform, and we also have a insight page that takes all of the data that's collected through the chat interface and puts it into the context of healthy developmental phases of the child, so that every parent can then know what is part of the norm and what needs some interventions. This is just the traction we have. We are based in the United States, working within the healthcare, with insurance providers and Bayer mental health clinics. We have some awesome distribution partners, a lot in store for us in 2025. And yeah, this is the platform. So if you want to be first to test it, we've launched yesterday during the pitch that I had at House of Trust. So feel free to scan a QR code and we'll give you a free access for a year. We would love to hear your thoughts, your feedback, and yeah, that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you. So I already introduced Dr. Akbari, who's going to present 2 startups, as well as do a humble brag about his work in orthopedic surgery.
Thank you very much. So hello everyone, my name is Puya Akbari. I'm an orthopedic surgeon from the UK, and today I'm going to talk very briefly about 2 startups. So the first one I'm a co-founder of. It's called Medical, so medical AI. And what this one's about is helping patients with musculoskeletal injuries. So musculoskeletal problems are a chronic problem and growing internationally, and there's almost 600 million people worldwide suffering with back pain. I'm sure there's a few people in this room. And about 500 million people have other musculoskeletal conditions, and this is projected to increase to over 1 billion in the next 15 years. And tendinopathies count for a large portion of these injuries, and what I mean by that are things like tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, runner's knee, shoulder pain, ankle sprains, things like that. And these are very common problems. So what we are developing is a solution, a personalized healthcare app with tailored diagnosis and treatment strategies. And this will be using local data sets from a particular country to provide bespoke care to the specific needs of that population, because every population has its own unique set of medical problems and medical conditions. You don't get many skiing injuries in Vietnam, for example. And it operates on secure servers or local hospitals to ensure all the patient data remains confidential. And there'll be on-site AI systems tailored to meet the specific needs and compliance requirements of each healthcare facility. So in summary, the main benefits are to allow patients a more timely access to a diagnosis and to start their treatment sooner. The idea being is that it reduces the burden on primary and secondary care. So these patients then don't need to see their GP, their primary care physician, or go to hospital, which will free up valuable time and resources for those physicians to see other patients of need. And finally, it will help to reduce healthcare inequalities by providing equity of access to treatment for all patients, regardless of whether or not you're a farmer in the field who can't access the hospital, or you're a busy urban city worker who simply just doesn't have time to see your GP or primary care physician. So that's the first pitch. Second one is a company I'm working with called Smart Training AI, which is providing an AI-powered solution for education which is personalized and bespoke. So raise your hand here if any of you have had any bad training where you were bored, you were disengaged, you didn't learn anything and it was a waste of time. I'm sure we've all had that at some point or another. So what is Smart Training AI? Well, what if we could avoid this from happening? So this is an assessment tool which allows the trainer to adapt their training material to match the learning needs of each participant. And the way it works is there's 2 parts. So first of all, the participants all get sent a learner test, which is an AI-powered tool, which will ask you a series of AI-generated questions, and it'll work out your learning style. So are you an auditory learner, visual, kinesthetic? Do you prefer to read things for yourself? This then all gets sent to the trainer, and the trainer can look at all the participants in their group in advance and see what their learning styles are. they can then ask the AI some questions saying, how can I tailor my training content to meet the needs of my learners so they get the most out of the session? So it will tell you that Lucy, David, Robert, they're kinesthetic learners, so maybe give them a practical exercise. You know, Anjali and Joseph, they're more reading and writing, so give them this course material to read beforehand, etc., etc. And if you've got some outliers, it will help to generate content for them as well. So I'm currently writing up a study based on some data that I have from this group, and what we've demonstrated is an 87% improvement in the post-test scores of people who underwent a course using STAI compared to those that underwent a standard treatment modality. That's a big difference, 87% improvement. And subjectively, these people all had a better learning experience. They're very happy with it in terms of their subjective feedback. And this, of course, is better for educators and also better for business as well, because if you have a more productive workforce who understand what they're doing better, it's going to be better for your business as well. And just for a bit of fun, if anyone wants to work out what their learning style is, you can scan this QR code. It'll ask you some questions and it'll tell you what kind of learner you are. Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry. I've been raised on my screen, but I'm going to talk to my mother about subscribing to your platform so that I don't get so distracted when I'm emceeing the show. So now we have our last 15 minutes to sit down. Do we have any more founders who showed up in the meantime? Okay. Well, then we have our last 15 minutes. Oh, you did? Oh. Oh, no. Oh, was he? No. Oh. No. Okay, so please pick your circle. We have Puya for wherever you're going to sit, and then Sarah at the other side. But this should be a fun, and this is your bonus 15-minute round. All right. Well, thank you so much. Please, everybody, connect with each other on LinkedIn. Continue the conversation here in the rooms of Davos, on the streets of the promenade. Help the founders do great things and help each other do great things. Thank you so much for joining this session, and I look forward to seeing you around town.